Hello, everybody. It's Thursday. We're starting a brand new month, August. August is known for a lot of things like hurricanes and 1,000-pound marlins and billfish tournaments. We'll tell you about all that in just a moment. I'll be right back.
Real. That's the first word that comes to mind when I think about Outland Seafood in Mans Harbor. Yeah, they're the first and last place you see coming to and leaving the Outer Banks on Highway 64 in Dare County, but they're also real when it comes to fresh local seafood. Troy Outland, real. Curtis and Josh, real. The indoor crab shedders, real. Stop by and see for yourself right next to White Shopping Center and check them out on social media. Outland Seafood in Mans Harbor, real.
Come and experience fishing for the whole family aboard the Crystal Dawn at Pirates Cove Marina in Manio. The Crystal Dawn is a roomy 65-foot headboat, fully equipped with the latest gear to give you the best fishing experience. Worried about getting seasick? Fear not. The Crystal Dawn stays in safer and shallower waters to lessen the likelihood of that happening. Half-day and private fishing trips are available. To find out more, go online to crystaldawnheadboat.com. The Crystal Dawn Headboat out of Pirates Cove. Fishing that is fun for all ages.
So I was talking to Captain Jesse Anderson on the Carolina Girl down at Hatteras Harbor last night and trying to get a little picture of what's going on. And they've had a pretty good bite of mixed tuna, mostly blackfin tuna with some mahi, Baylor mahi, dolphin, whatever you want to call them, a scattered wahoo, and a scattered sailfish. But yesterday, the current was really, really strong. And she said it just shut everything down. Very slow day for my Hatteras friends down there, and you got to call them like you see them, but that's why they call it fishing and not catching. Their inshore boats have been working on Spanish mackerel and bluefish and king mackerel, and if any drum roam around outside the inlet, they're catching a few of those, and we'll talk more about the drum fishing when we get to the backcountry portion of today's report. But anyway, down to or up to Oregon Inlet, they've had some okay yellowfin tuna fishing, especially for it to be, well, it's August now. It's not tuna time. This is really billfish time. I'm a little bit disappointed what I'm seeing on the billfish front in both fleets. We should be having the sailfish bite that Hatteras has had for the last 5 years has not materialized yet. And there's been a few sailfish at Oregon Inlet, but the white marlin bite that we're famous for has not materialized yet either. So they're scrapping away at some tuna and trying to get them into the boat before the sharks get them. And that is the biggest challenge a charter boat captain faces daily, a captain and mate face daily out of Oregon Inlet. It's just the nature of the beast. But there's been a very scattered sailfish, a very scattered blue marlin, and I would just have to, on a scale of 1 to 10, I would have to put fishing offshore yesterday, when you throw in a few small Baylor dolphins, stuff like that, about a 5. Inshore, ribbon fish and red drum, Spanish mackerel and bluefish. Now again, we're talking about in the ocean. More on the drum bite, which is very good in the sound, in just a moment. Pier and surf. Well, wait a minute. Before we leave the offshore fishing, let's talk about an event that's coming up. The Ocean City in Ocean City, Maryland. The 51st annual Ocean City White Marlin Open will be running from August the 5th to the 9th. Now, we send a lot of boats up there, and we've had our boats have won that tournament, so we're looking forward to that. That tournament is a lot of things. It's the world's largest billfish tournament, and it's this year $10.5 million in prize money. Now, they could have as many as 400 boats. 400 boats. I mean, I just did a tournament at the Boat Builders tournament with 35 boats. It was all I could handle. So I don't know how they do it, but one thing that makes it really cool, I guess, are really different. This is a white marlin tournament. Now, most tournaments, the blue marlin, the biggest of the marlin, is usually the mega prize winner. Like down at the Big Rock tournament, another very large tournament, the biggest marlin really is what you're shooting for, the biggest blue marlin. But at Ocean City, like Oregon Inlet, a historical white marlin area, it's the white marlin. Now, in case you're joining us for the first time, the sailfish are the smallest, sailfish and spearfish, the smallest of our billfish, maybe 6 feet long and 45 pounds average. Then comes the white marlin, maybe 7 feet long and 50 or 60 pound average. And then comes the blue marlin, which could be 12 or 13 feet long and up to and over 1,000 pounds. In the Pirates Cove tournament in 2008, We saw one put on the dock that weighed 1,228 and a half pounds on the Mimi. And so that's the big daddy. But at Ocean City, it's the biggest white marlin. Now, do you know how hard that is to get one up to the boat? You don't keep them unless they're a contender, but I think it's 75 pounds they have to be. But that's right at the very top end of the white marlin range. So you have to be really careful about not bringing one that's under that because you get penalized for that. So it's really different. And the tournament, there is a big prize for blue marlin, but the big money in the tournament, and literally first place is millions of dollars, is for the white marlin. So all that's going to be coming up, and we'll be keeping you updated right here. Just check our podcast every day, and we'll let you know. We do all the tournament report, and we'll let you know all about that. Now we're on to the pier and surf, and this is the time of year where it settles into variety, not numbers. And we do have all of the bottom feeders. We have spots and croakers. We have sea mullets. There's a few pompanos. And then there's some mid-water to surface fish like bluefish and Spanish mackerel, and that on metal lures. And all of that is, most of the people that listen to my fishing reports know how to catch those, how to do that. If you don't, just know that your tackle shops, this is what you get from a local tackle shop. They're more than happy to show you how to rig up, to get you the freshest bait. And the piers will do the same thing. You can get out on a pier, you don't need a fishing license, take the kids fishing, but it's not the spring and fall when you might catch big drum, a lot of those. It's pretty much summertime bottom fish, which are great and easy to cook, easy to clean, especially if you like pan-fried fish, which I dearly love. So that's what's going on in the pier and the surf. We'll take just a little break right here, and I'll be back to tell you about the backcountry, and it's going to be good.
The desire for being on the water is what draws people to the Outer Banks. OBX Boat Company in Kill Devil Hills shares that desire with you. The only full-service, Yamaha-authorized dealer on the beach, OBX Boat Company is committed to providing you the best possible boat ownership experience. Their carefully selected brands of center consoles and family-friendly pontoon boats are all powered by ultra-reliable Yamaha motors. They offer excellent financing options as well. To learn more and see their inventory, visit obxboatco.com.
All right, so now we move on to the backcountry. When I say backcountry, I'm pretty much talking about anything other than the ocean. There's been really good drum fishing. Some of them are in schools running inside, outside, and in the inlet. So we got that going on. And then we have drum back in the sound. Some on cut bait, some on sight casting, and all size ranges are represented. We've been saying that every day, and that's a good thing. It's good that we can talk about the state fish, which is the channel bass or the red drum, whatever you want to call them. So that bite is good. And then the other thing we've also been talking about, it's been a good summer for speckled trout. And that's only in the spring and falls, it seems like when we really catch the big speckled trout, but you can keep, I think it's 4 of those per angler. So where you have to let the drum go, you can keep some speckled trout. But they have been nibbling. Some of the guys have had multiple days where they had 20 or more speckled trout. One boat had 40, one boat had 60 in a day. Obviously letting a lot of those go, but we're happy about that. Other things that are really doing well this summer are the sheephead. We talk about that a lot too. And the bluefish bite was almost like old days in the spring. It has dropped off a little bit now, but still it was encouraging. And there are still bluefish to be caught around the inlets and back in the sound. So that's pretty much, we don't talk much about freshwater fishing right now. I haven't got a report on the freshwater front in a few days, but those options are there too. So you got a lot of opportunity. You got some other things going on too. You got shrimp season in full swing. Great time to buy bulk shrimp. Why bulk? Because you get a better price. They freeze well, and you can go get a 50-pound box or about $3.50 a pound for heads on shrimp. Or you can get them heads off and culled by size. They're going to cost you a little bit more money, but no matter what you do, if you buy a larger quantity and 2 or 3 of you get together and make the trip down to Stumpy Point or down into Wanchese, maybe see Micah at Fresh Catch. You can go see Luke at Insane Seafood, which they're over in Stumpy Point, and he also now has a retail market in Columbia as well. So you can go get your bulk shrimp, and the best thing to do though is to go to a commercial fish house. That's where you're going to get your best price, but you're going to need to buy 50 pounds. Now 50 pounds of heads on shrimp converts out to 35 pounds. You can head them yourself if you want, and they freeze them. I usually freeze them in I call it Tupperware, but a plastic container with a lid, and put a little water in there and freeze them like that, and they freeze well, and they'll be really, really good all through the fall. So keep that in mind. It's shrimp season, and now is the time to go. Or you can go on a waterman charter and get out there and catch them yourself. Take the kids out for 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, and you can do that. And whatever shrimp you catch, because that charter mimics a day in the life of a waterman. Right now, they're dragging a shrimp trawl, and it's pretty fun. The kids love it. You'll have to wait while you're fishing 20 or 30 minutes, and they pull the net up, and you cull through it, and the things you'll see in that net you won't believe. But you get to keep anything that's legal and edible, and right now that would be a lot of shrimp. So there's some ideas for you, and I do thank you for coming by. I hope you have a great day, whether you're visiting on the Outer Banks or you're like me and just one of the lucky people that gets to live here. But we'll keep you posted if anything changes, and thanks for stopping by.